Let me tell you a story about Dave. Dave is a senior high school athlete. He is a top tier track athlete, 6 foot, well built stature, a prime athlete, and a multiple gold medalist. In fact, Dave is awaiting multiple scholarships from different universities around the States. But behind all these successes, Dave is actually struggling. You see, Dave is kind of a loner. He oftentimes prefers to spend time alone and doesn't really like groups, and it causes him anxiety when he's in big groups. I'm sure you know Dave, a person who is capable of doing great things but finds himself limited by this anxiety. So we decided to do something about this. We decided to dig deeper to attempt to explore something rather new. We brought many Daves into the lab to explore a non-prototypical conceptualization of anxiety through an EEG component. We wanted to see if Dave, who has anxiety, is also in fact displaying aggressive cognitive distortions. And the way we did this is we explored the neurophysiological responding of hostile attribution biases, or HAB, of anxious individuals like Dave. Before we go further, let's define hostility. Hostility is essentially a cognitive measure of aggression, and the way we explored HAB was through the N400 deflection. Now, the N400 is a component of surprise, and we elicited this through a brilliant paradigm created by Gagnon and colleagues. Now, let's dive deeper into this paradigm. Every participant is presented with 3 consecutive sentences. The first is a social context, followed by an ambiguous sentence, and the third sentence contains a critical word that reveals an intention. Now, this critical word would then elicit the N400 component we're talking about. And what we found was truly remarkable. We found a more pronounced deflection of the N400 among anxious people in response to a critical word that unexpectedly mismatched their hostile intention. What this means is that Dave, who has anxiety symptoms, also demonstrated an aggressive schema evident through HAB, and this was in fact independent of reactive aggression. Isn't that amazing? We now know that anxiety has specific cognitive distortions now measurable through EEG. Implications of HAB and the N400 bring us to ask whether treatments aiming to reduce HAB would in turn reduce anxiety symptoms. And if so, should treatments for anxiety target these hostile attribution biases, and to what extent? This study's findings combined with answers to these questions are paramount when exploring treatments for people like Dave. There are many more Daves out there. Thank you.